the battery facing up, because for this to work, you can't have it down like this. There's not going to be enough play in the cables. So you start with it up, and you do have, don't pull on the cables like I did. You lift one of these points, and then connect the battery. Okay, it's connected. So now I'm going to grab this, and it's got to go up at an angle into here. So there's just enough play, and there are some nylon cable straps in here. These are not installed correctly, so we can't use these on this one. So that slides in, gets over the lip there, seats itself in. So that's connected. We now switch the inverter power on, and it doesn't show anything. So
you don't have the master power switch.
Yeah, until the master power switch is on, that's not going to show anything. So, you know, when they're like this too, this puts a little pressure on the door. So close the door. And next thing is I'm going to go ahead and slide this forward. I lift these up. Now I slide this forward. And then to lock them, there are little places it appears. Yeah, I don't know if that actually sits itself. Yeah, right in there.
Okay.
There's two little of these same kind of hex wrench things, nuts that it can sit into. So then I'm going to next push down and pull on the plunger, and then it'll now naturally rise up on its own. It's got a gas piston in there that won't raise completely enough for this to clear. So what I'm going to need to do is pull up until those are clear. Before I extend the wings out though, I'm going to raise this.
Cabin light. Or
The overhead bin
baggage.
lights.
Yeah.
Loosen up these, swing them out so they would be facing directly towards the overheads. Clamp these back down, and then I can raise that up a bit more, and I can adjust that later again. Now I'm going to go ahead and raise first my left wing by pulling this, and there's a little notch here. Sometimes this can move and pivot, so you need to make sure it fits into that notch for it to lock in. So, because if you do like this, it's not going to lock. Now these are soft close, so it won't slam down, but for it to lock, it's got to be in that slot right there. And then there's another pull toggle here. When you pull that, and now you extend this out, then you can extend it out, and there's multiple positions, so this will go out all the way to, I think that's about 44 inches wide. So depending on the cabin size you're treating. So I'll do the same thing on this side. Take this up, make sure that locks in, extend this out. In this case, I'm going to go for full width. Okay, then that locks in. So now, and if these weren't tall enough, you want these to be even with the overhead bins, I'd raise this up. Now, one thing to watch is at least on this unit, there's nothing that actually stops you. You could actually pull this completely out. We already did that once accidentally. So you probably don't want to raise it up any higher than where you can see this here. We may want to fix that.
Should be able to see a hole in the bottom block.
Yep, and a little bit of the silver bar there.
Right.
And that should be plenty high for the overhead bins. That may actually be too high for most overhead bins. So I'm holding it up to that. Okay, I got 100% now. I switch it the rest of the way, and you can tell it's on because the strobe in front is flashing. And it's showing the battery reading 100%, 53.6 amps. Then it'll show 100% again, then 53.6. Then it should, after 100%, it shut itself off, and then it'll recycle. And just
All the way
now,
up.
so now what is
That's the release. Now push them until they snap.
that? Does it go in both ways?
Yeah, it should go in both ways.
Now let's see. So there's this. I mean, it looked like they're.
Do they push up? Okay. There.
There. Okay. That's
it.
So if you didn't like have them tall enough, that could be. What I need to do is go feed this in, pull this in here like this, then make sure that that's okay. Pop. Make sure it's-
Retest.
Okay. Seems like it's good.
Okay.
What you do is like you don't like you could just slide it like this, get it up high like this, and then push,
snap.
and then snap.
And then to remove, you push the button and pull it out.